Hey Lupus family, so I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a Saphnelo update. It's actually exactly 5 days to my next infusion. It'll be infusion number 2. A couple things. This is similar to what I experienced with Benlysta as far as this was a home injection that I was doing with the Benlysta. So when it got really close, like a day, 2 days to my next injection, I would start to feel a lot of lupus symptoms coming back, as if like the medication was wearing off. Do you know what I mean? And so this medication, the Saphnelo, seems to be the same kind of thing, and I expected this after, dealing with Benlysta twice. So that is definitely happening. I'm noticing some joint pain coming back, which is not so pleasant, but it's not horrible, so don't be nervous. And also, I'm very tired. I am very tired and I'm sleeping a lot at this point. Now, I'm not having as much energy as I was when I first got the infusion. Again, I expected this. I was dealing with some insomnia, which I feel like started to subside the closer I got to my next infusion. I'm not having the insomnia anymore because I'm able to fall asleep pretty easily right when I lay down, which is nice, but I am sleeping a lot and I'm tired when I wake up. I'm pretty tired. I still do have more energy, even though I'm sleeping a lot and I'm tired, than I would not being on the Saphnelo at all. So I just want to make that clear. It's just, it was so good at first, and now it's like slowly feels less effective as I'm going towards my second infusion. Now, will this continue? I'm not really sure, to be honest. You could just need the medication to build up consistently in your system for this not to happen. Or maybe this is just how it is, and the few days leading up to your infusion, you're just going to feel crappy and have to plan for that. So I'm going to definitely be letting you guys know how this progresses over the next few months where that is concerned. I also just wanted to let you guys know how I'm dealing with the insomnia side effect of the Saphnelo. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm not having really any caffeine, which I know is annoying. So look, if you can't lay off the caffeine, try some chai tea, just plain. Don't put sugar in it or anything like that. Just plain chai tea. You don't want to add caffeine and sugar in the morning instead of coffee. It's really good for you. There's lots of antioxidants in it. Just maybe try it. But I'm not having any caffeine or sugar. Usually, period. Now, sometimes I'll slip up and have some coffee or have tea, but, for the most part, I'm really doing my best not to take in any caffeine or like really sugary drinks or anything like that. The other thing is keeping a set schedule. I'm in bed by a certain time and I wake up by a certain time, even if I have to drag myself out of bed. Now, the thing I'm noticing is it's very, very, very hard to wake up in the morning. It's always been hard to wake up in the morning with this disease, though. But once I am awake, I have energy and I feel great usually. So just drag yourself out of bed. You got to do it. Or otherwise, this cycle of insomnia is just going to continue. And if you're sleeping more than like 8 hours, you're going to have a lot of trouble sleeping. So that's one thing I noticed with the insomnia. Don't sleep more than 8 hours because it's going to be a disaster. It's going to mess up your whole schedule and then you won't be able to sleep that evening. At night, if you're having a lot of trouble falling asleep, I would try ambient noise, meditation at night for relaxing, or a good few hours, like maybe a little bit after dinner, like after you digest, try exercise and then PM meditation, like relaxing meditation, or even actually ASMR. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Because sometimes you're just desperate and you can't have your schedule all messed up when you're running after your husband and your kids and dealing with your job and all this other stuff you may have going on. One thing that is really nice that I have definitely noticed on the Saphnelo, and I don't know how well you can see, but usually, now, my eyes are a little bit dark right here, but usually I have very dark circles that I'm always covering up with concealer. Now, I woke up late, you guys. I just wanted you guys to see me like no makeup on, like just fresh out of bed. I just could not get out of bed this morning. It was so bad. My alarm went off and I was like, I can't. But it's really close to my next infusion day, so I expected this. But yeah, my eyes are not extremely dark, and that's really nice that that's going away. I hope it completely goes away because I didn't have dark circles before I got sick. I might also be driving myself to this next infusion. So those of you who have to drive yourself and don't have a choice, because hey, a lot of us that are getting these infusions, some of us might be younger, but a lot of us are adults, and you know, people work, people have lives and can't always go with us, especially when we're driving, a lot of us, so far to these infusions, unfortunately. So I'm going to definitely let you guys know how driving myself goes, and I'll vlog that whole situation. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, I don't know how well you can see, but I got bit by something, and I don't know what I got bit by, but I think it was probably a spider. We get a lot of big ones down here. And this like got really red and inflamed, and just this red spot here was like all here, it was huge, and it just took forever. I mean, it's still not healed, and it's been over 2 weeks. Usually for me, this would have healed already. But yeah, I've noticed that I'm not healing nearly as quickly, and I expect that on all these immune suppressants. I mean, mycophenolate, or the brand name Cellcept, and Saphnelo, that's kind of a lot. So I don't expect to heal as quickly, and as I thought, I'm not healing as quickly. I mean, it's still there, and it's been over 2 weeks. Also, you're definitely going to get sick really easy. And I am so sorry. I feel like I'm getting an upper respiratory infection. Now, also, I feel like I'm getting and I take very good care of my oral hygiene, okay? But I feel like I'm getting this wisdom tooth infection back again. And the thing is, I really don't want to stop my treatment long enough to get it extracted, because I know I'm going to be miserable. Like, I want to wait till I've been on the Saphnelo for a good few months and I'm not in a flare anymore, and then stop the treatment just for a really short amount of time, get this yanked, and then heal and go back. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to wait till I'm in a better place with my disease activity to do that. Plus, it's very hard in Florida to find any kind of specialist, never mind an orthodontist. So that has also been a struggle. But yeah, you're going to get infections much easier. Be very careful. Be careful when you're in crowds of people, because now I have this upper respiratory infection. Apparently the flu is going around down here. And I'm only a few days away from my infusion, and I just got a text from my doctor's office checking in, making sure, hey, you haven't been on any antibiotics in the past 10 days, have you? Confirm yes or no. Like, to confirm the appointment, because you can't get your next infusion at the scheduled time unless you've been off of antibiotics for 10 days. So I'm hoping that this clears up on its own in the next few days, and I'm going to be doing everything in my power to make sure that happens, and I don't miss my second infusion. I'll let you guys know if I have to do the infusion late, but at this time it's scheduled for October 10th, so that's when I'll be doing that update. I'm going to bring you guys back into the infusion center and show you as much as I can, of course. So this brings me to something else. And I know I've done a video on this, but I just want to reiterate why I did that video. I just had a situation where I knew I was getting an upper respiratory infection, and I wasn't really not feeling good. You know, when we get sick within hours, we're like really not feeling well. So I called my job, let them know. The next day I was supposed to have a schedule, and I was taken off the schedule completely. So at this point, I feel like they have terminated my employment because, well, I mean, if I'm not on the schedule. And I just want you guys to understand that this is why I did that video. And in that video, I told you guys, like, It's very important for us. I feel like with how unpredictable this disease is and all the things we deal with, to work for yourself. Because I've had this actually happen to me a number of times, and there really doesn't seem to be much protection for people in our situation when you're trying to work and these things come up. I've been working on an online business that I'm going to be launching. So I'm going to be bringing you guys through the whole process, and if I make some mistakes building an online business, I want you guys to see that part of it too. I want you guys to see how I build a website, how I'm marketing, how I do a logo, how to file the LLC, just everything in regards to the paperwork. That I will also be vlogging as well, so that you guys know that you can do this and you can be successful working for yourself, having the freedom of your time and not having to answer to someone when you genuinely don't feel good and can't help it. And I'm not going to quit. If this particular business doesn't go where I want it to go, I'm going to try something else and try something else and try something else until I find what does work. And I want you guys to see this whole process and see what does work and what doesn't work. You guys don't have to waste your time. So I'm going through this whole process so you guys don't have to. Those videos are going to be coming soon. I'm working on getting that started now. I have to file an LLC, and some paperwork and things like that need to be done, and I'm in the process of doing that now. So that will be soon to come. Well, I'm going to be bringing you guys into my kitchen and showing you a few recipes for when I, like right after the infusion, let's say, or on a day that I feel really good, what I'm making, what meals I'm preparing. I'm going to be doing this in the Mediterranean diet, which I really believe is very healthy. So I will be bringing you guys into my kitchen and showing you guys some recipes and how to cook in the healthiest way possible with the Mediterranean diet. So I hopefully will be uploading that video soon. The other thing that I wanted to do a video on was why I'm looking to leave the country, what country I'm looking to immigrate to, and why. Why do I want to immigrate to that particular country? So I'm going to be doing a video on that too. That might actually end up being uploaded this evening. We'll see, because there's a lot to it. I want to really give you guys all the facts and as much accurate information as possible. But as far as a Saphnelo update, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'll keep you guys updated if I am able to get my infusion on time or not, given what's happening. I'm going to be gargling with salt water numerous times a day, probably gargling with maybe tea tree oil or something. And also, for a situation like this with an upper respiratory infection, I'm going to be drinking a lot of tea, laying off any kind of dairy, because dairy just produces more mucus. And let's see if that works. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get notified of all the interesting things that I'm going to be making videos about. And if there's anything that I'm not covering on here that you guys want to see, definitely let me know in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys. All right, guys, stay strong.